So here we have for review the Antiquity Legends LS1 TA guitar. This is very much an homage to the Appetite for Destruction Chris Derrick Les Paul that Slash plays on that particular album. This is a very nice guitar. I'm going to go into a full review on the neck profile, the weight, all the details on the guitar, all the neck measurements, all that stuff in terms of the quality of the actual guitar itself, the tuners, etc. But first impressions are that this is a very, very well made guitar indeed. I think it's only sold, as far as I know, by PMT. Let's have a look at the pickups and inside the pickup cavities. So if we have a look here, we can see the pickup cavity looks quite nicely done. It looks like you can't see any definition between where there might be any sort of mahogany or comey and then a maple cap and veneer or anything like that. There isn't any mention of that on the website, in fairness. It does say an Okumi body, and it looks like basically that's what we've got. A full thickness Okumi body, probably with just a veneer. You can actually see that line all the way around of the veneer, which is fine. It looks very nice indeed. The neck itself into the neck pocket, I'm not exactly sure you'd call that a long neck tenon per se, but it is, you know, it juts into the body quite nicely and is obviously held quite well there. We've got a little symbol there, 8. And on the actual pickup itself, there aren't really any markings per se. There's no branding to say what it may or may not be. There's just a tiny, if you can see that, a little N there. So that would be neck, which would make sense. Looking at the bridge pickup and the cavity, that all looks quite neat in there. A few squiggles, looks absolutely fine in there. And again, on the actual pickup itself, there's no sort of branding or anything like that, apart from there's a little B there. Again, that would be bridge, I would assume. So yeah, it all looks very neat and tidy in there. Quite nice work. Inside the back cavity, we do have small pots. Again, nothing too surprising there really, that they're quite small ones. And you know, the wiring looks all right. There's nothing too dramatically alarming there. There seems to be a little symbol on those pots. Love to hear your thoughts on what those might be if you know, but they look fairly generic really. There's nothing too special going on there. The wiring looks absolutely fine and it functions. You've got small capacitors too, and the routing's actually quite clean. Looks absolutely fine really. Nothing too dramatic or worrying within that cavity. Here's inside the switch cavity. Again, looks pretty clean in there. No dramas. Everything works well. Does have a little bit of sticky tape there. I'm guessing that might be to sort of shore this up a little bit within the cavity. Nothing too dramatic in there. Looks absolutely fine. Depth at the first fret is 20.6 millimeters. The nut width is 42.6 millimeters, so pretty close to the 43 millimeters stated on the website. That widens out to 53 millimeters by the 12th fret. Neck depth at the 12th fret is 23.7 millimeters. So it does chunk up a bit and it feels quite nice. It's not a huge neck by any means, but it is a nice feeling medium C neck. Here's the profile of the neck. It's a nice C-shaped neck. As you can see, that on the right, that is the 1st fret neck profile, and that is the 12th fret. And it actually feels very, very comfortable. It does widen out and it feels quite authentically Les Paul. It feels like a nice, you know, not super chunky neck, but you know, a nice handful without being too slim and not too fat. It's a nice neck. So the weight in grams is 3.947, which equates to, if I just move it slightly on the scales, 8 pounds 11 ounces. The tuners themselves are these kind of die-cast metal, I would call them, tuners, which they're okay. There is a little bit of play on a couple of the tuners. Nothing that holds back actually in tuning stability. It's just you feel it when you are tuning them up. I'm not all that surprised on a budget guitar really at this kind of level. You could always change these. I probably would do for sort of locking tuners and what have you anyway. But these don't actually seem to be really loose in terms of letting the guitar go out of tune. So if you do some bends and what have you, these should keep you pretty much in tune. They're actually not bad tuners at all. They're just a little bit loose when tuning up, but nothing too dramatic. They're fine. In terms of the fit and finish on the back of the guitar, it does look very pretty actually. They've made it look, at least it does look like one piece. I'm sure that it isn't. If you come down actually to the side, you can see at least 1, 2, 3 pieces on the side here, and frankly you just don't know how many more there might be in here. You see you've got the one piece that I just showed you carrying through here. If we keep going around we might see more, but yeah, I mean it looks quite good. So you can see the line of another piece there. It's not too bad. I mean it's expected with this kind of guitar. Even on higher end guitars you get multiple pieces of wood, so it's absolutely normal, looks fine. The neck itself has a couple of pieces. It has the join here. You see that on a lot of Epiphones as well and that kind of thing. So you've got the one piece there, you've got the one piece there, and that, apart from anything else, does save wood. It saves on wastage, so that's actually quite a good thing, you could say. And you can see this join here, which is nearly at the headstock, which is essentially, it's a couple of pieces of wood, and to some degree you could argue it actually strengthens the neck as well. So that's not a bad thing at all. Something I do really like on this guitar is the upper fret access. As you can see, you can get quite high up and it's got this nice cutaway. It's a bit more, I would say, than a Les Paul, and you've got the sort of slightly sharper horn there as well, just to make it look a little bit different to your normal Les Paul, and it looks a bit more kind of speedy, as though it's going to play faster. It's obviously all psychological, but it does look really nice. I think the Antiquity logo is actually pretty cool, and you've got that nice symbol as well. It's a little bit more unique. Got a standard stop-tail bridge and tailpiece here. The tailpiece doesn't have any clasps as it would have done on the standard Epiphone version, which, I'm not surprised about at all really. This is a cheaper version of that guitar really, of that Epiphone sort of / Les Paul standard, so I'm not really surprised there's nothing on there. And the actual bridge piece, that's just a blank. Nothing too surprising there. There's no branding there. Looks absolutely fine. Seems to be functional, so nothing too worrying. Looks all right. You've got standard strap buttons. So you've got one there on the body next to the switch, and you've got the other one as per normal in the rear of the guitar. So absolutely fine. Those work okay. The guitar does have a gloss finish both on the front of the body and the back, and the neck itself is also gloss. It feels absolutely fine though. It doesn't feel particularly sticky and is a very, very nice feeling neck overall to play up and down on. Pickup resistance in K ohms. We've got 15.66 on the bridge. We've got 5.41 together for both pickups, and on the neck pickup we have 8.28 or 8.27 K ohms resistance. The fit and finish of the guitar, given its price as well, is pretty decent. As you can see, the binding is very, very clean indeed. It looks very good all around the guitar, which I'm quite surprised about. And in terms of QC, little quality touches. You've got a metal jack plate here as well. Often that's plastic. That's just a nice little touch. The knobs look good as well. These are very, very smooth. There's no stickiness in the knobs. And the actual veneer on the guitar is very pretty indeed. It's got a lovely flame to it. They've chosen some really, really nice flaming maple. It should be, I think, a maple top on this. I'm not sure it actually specifies on the website that it is maple, but it does look like flamed maple, and it does have that kind of flaming to it where it has a kind of a slightly 3D presence. So it does look actually really, really nice. In terms of the frets and the fret leveling, and whether there's any sort of sharp fret ends, this guitar also feels pretty good. There's nothing that sort of juts out and really cuts you or anything. This is all very smooth, in fact. So they spent some time there, and I've also managed to get a very low action there. I mean, I say I've managed to. I haven't actually tweaked it. The action was already low on this particular one, and it feels really, really nice to play indeed. In terms of my overall thoughts on the guitar, I do think this is a really great Les Paul style guitar that Antiquity have made and that is currently sold by PMT. And if you're in the market for this style of guitar and you want that kind of look, it definitely delivers. It's a really super guitar. Now, you might know, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, that I did unbox this. I bought it secondhand from a different seller. It's a little bit of a sad story. I'll link to that video as well. But if you are in the market for one, I would definitely say investigate, go onto PMT and have a look at them new. They are super guitars. I got a bit unlucky. I managed to salvage this situation slightly and get this review out. But unfortunately, this guitar actually got sent back for a refund, and you can see the video I'll link to as to why. But if you're in the market for new, go for it. I'd say this is a really, really great Les Paul style guitar. Really, really nice. If you like this kind of content, please do like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.